meteorologist Mark Molnar as your host for the weather show, Weather Northeastern. I'm going to get into some viewer sent in photos and videos. Before we do, you can send in your photos and videos here to MeteoMark's Weather Northeastern on my Facebook page at MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern Facebook, as well as at WX Northeastern on Twitter, or my email address at meteomark.com@gmail.com. So send in your photos and videos to any one of these locations. Let's get right into fall foliage, where I was near Deposit, New York over this past weekend, snapping some photographs of some beautiful fall foliage, which is almost nearing peak pretty much in the Catskills, the Poconos, and past peak in places like the Adirondacks northward. So get out there and enjoy that fall foliage. Take a look at some of these beautiful photos that I was able to capture, and hopefully some of you are capturing some as well. Northeast is on fire with color over this next week, so really get out there and enjoy it, because things will really be calming down over towards the end of the month as we approach the November time period, when most of the leaves will be on the ground. So don't forget to send in your photos and videos if you're interested. And don't forget, we're approaching the season where it gets really cold here, middle to latter portion of fall. That sets us up for some potential snowfall here. Portions of the northern Adirondacks into the northern White Mountains, lower St. Lawrence River Valley up towards portions of Quebec, even Ontario and northern Maine as well, and parts of western New Brunswick. We'll mainly be looking at an inch or less, but some of those higher mountain peaks could get up to the 2 to 4 inch varieties, so keep that in mind. We will have lake effect streamers off the lakes, Erie in Ontario and Huron and places like that, but temperatures at the ground level will be warm enough that we won't get any accumulations. Only those higher elevations. Let's get right into precipitation amounts. Look at out west here. Beneficial rains, El Nino really kicking in with that cutoff low, and we will get some troughiness later on in the forecast period after this past week into the new week. But take a look back east here. We've got a little bit around the edges here, South Florida and up towards the Great Lakes into the St. Lawrence River Valley. Let's take a look at that weather pattern. As I said, yeah, we do have some ridginess here, but that cutoff low will be key as it moves into the desert Southwest, really producing rainfall for most of the west and the Rocky Mountains as well. Very beneficial. And of course, back east here, we're dealing with that trough. That will be kicking out to the middle to latter portion of next week towards the new work week. So look forward to that. But in the meantime, we will have that cold clash of the air masses here. Let's take a look at those surface maps, starting with your Saturday for the weekend here. We're looking really cold across the Northeast, and that's where we'll see those lake effect streamers, mainly in the form of rain showers, some snowflakes, wet snowflakes mixed in. I'm not expecting major accumulation. Maybe over towards portions of the northern Alleghenies here we could see some light dusting, but mainly up towards the Adirondacks, the northern White Mountains. That's where we'll start to get into some wet accumulation, an inch, maybe 2 inches on some of those Adirondacks and White Mountains, northern Berkshires, places like that could end up getting a dusting on those hilltops and even into southern Canada as well here. And look at those temperatures really supporting that, even some upper 30s for highs in northern New England, southeastern Canada here. But take a look here across the Susquehanna River Valley, places like Binghamton, we're not getting out of the lower 40s heading on into your Sunday. We still get some of those wet snowflakes mixing in for the most part, and we will continue with those lake effect streamers. But look at this, temperatures staying in the low 40s and even some upper 30s here for most areas of the Northeast. And heading on into your Monday, take a look at this, not looking very bad as we start to slowly warm things up a little bit. We're drying things out as well as high pressure starts to build into the area, and looking pretty all right across the Northeast, starting to break out some of that sunshine, especially along the coast in the lower Susquehanna River Valley here on your Tuesday. Not too bad. We really start to warm things up on the backside of high pressure here. Low to mid 50s, even some upper 50s, even some lower 60s here down towards Harrisburg, places like the lower Allegheny Valley. And still eroding away some of this colder air up north here, but still not too bad for this time of year. We're going a little bit above average, so we start the forecast period below average and we end slightly above average. In 10 seconds, I'll have a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Scranton's Upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York and Northeast Pennsylvania. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com, Twitter at WX Northeastern, Google Plus and MeteoMark. Here's your 5-day. All the way from Saturday to basically to Wednesday here. Saturday and Sunday, really cold, lower 40s. Look at those overnight lows dipping down. Saturday night could get down into the mid-20s in some of those colder valleys. Well, some wet snowflakes mixed in later on into the early morning hours of Saturday. But by Sunday, we're starting to clear it out a little bit, mainly some lake effect streamers just north. And Sunday night, clear and cold. Look at that, down into the lower 20s in those normally colder valleys. And start to warm it up for Tuesday and Wednesday, getting back to the lower to mid-60s by your Tuesday and Wednesday. That's going to do it for this edition of Weather Northeastern.